It's been almost 3 years since making my first German knife law compatible Dishonored folding sword. And after selling my most recent version, one big question has been if I can make a more affordable version. And I think I found something that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at it. The most difficult and time-consuming part of all 3 versions has been the heat treatment. Plus I'm dealing with very tight tolerances, thin cross-sections and a lot of welding. And those 4 don't really go together nicely. A cheaper version also meant that I needed to scale it down a little bit, and I think making a pocket knife would make all of those issues even worse, but I still wanted to create something that's useful. So I ended up with a letter opener. Making the whole sword out of stainless steel would eliminate heat treatment and leave the pieces malleable enough to correct tolerances if needed. Sounds easy enough, right? Let's check with future Sven for a second.
Ja, na klar. Edelstahl löst alle Probleme. Ist ja nicht so, als ob die ohnehin schon kleinen Teile jetzt noch fummeliger werden. Wie soll ich denn das einspannen? Weißt du eigentlich, was für ein
Great, so I started off by just scaling down all the parts to 50%, assembled those and adjusted the parts that didn't work. Quickly prototyping like this, the Metal Fab CNC laser cutter came in clutch once again. Funny enough, the first segment ended up with a very familiar curve, but this time, because it's stainless steel, some gentle persuasion could quickly fix the issue. However, the fitment remained a major time sink. Too loose and the sword feels wonky, too tight and it's no longer satisfying to open or close. Overall, it's been pretty tedious working on these small pieces, but at least I got it done without any problem.
Now with the rough assembly done, before I can attach the guard, I need to do all of the fine tuning, which means cleaning this up.
Looks pretty cool. I like the effect when it's tilted a little bit. And I feel like it breaks off all of the sharp angles, makes it look a lot cooler. So let's move on to the guard.
This little swoop makes such a difference.
Oh! Nice! Finally! Oh, this took so long. Ooh, okay. Nice, that's what I want to see. Both pieces coming out with the flick. Alrighty. There we are. Let's see if after all of that fit up, at least it extends properly. Ooh. Still needs a little bit of work, but I mean, looks pretty good. Just like the very first one, this right here is a friction fit. Still needs a little bit of work. Right now, this still doesn't look like much, so let's get to decorating this. And we've got something very special, because my favorite tool, the Metal Fab by X tool, this thing with the CNC cutter, now has a little sibling. This is the new F2, which combines a 15-watt diode laser with a 5-watt infrared laser, so we can work on pretty much every material that I've got in the workshop. So let me show you my idea. I'm usually not a huge fan of color engraved details just because it doesn't have any depth to it. But there was one design I came across which was imitating stained glass. I thought this looks so amazing. What a great use case for color engraving. So I took the handle design from the full-size sword, put some small changes, and now I've got this stained glass looking scroll work. As you can see, we need a couple of different shades of colors. So first thing I'll do is a material test array to see what kind of power and speed generates what kind of color. To be completely transparent with you, I spent about 3 days trying to get anything else than the color palette of the original Need for Speed Most Wanted without any success. Atom has a bunch of user-made presets that had great results with the F2 and the exact same material I was using, but the stars must have aligned for perfect misfortune because I just couldn't get any good results with the infrared. I tried the diode and immediately got great results with everything that isn't yellow. Perfect synergy. X-Tool Studio has a color separation feature to group different colors, which made quick work of the setup. I do recommend to design your artwork with the separation feature in mind, as it sometimes groups similar shades into the same color, which happened here. On the updated version, it worked flawlessly. I wasn't really satisfied with the original approach of leaving the lines silver, as there was some noticeable color bleed, so I blackened them instead, which definitely was the right call. So I also thought, why not make a custom logo for this? So let's see how this will look. This time fully in infrared because I can do the yellow shades pretty good as we already established. And just to see how precise this is, here are my fingers for contrast. And I really like this effect. You can still clearly see the different panels. I think I'll do some more themed logos in the future because this is awesome. Got the little guy propped up in here. Okay, this is already looking fantastic, but let's wipe off everything that was burned off. Oh, damn. Oh, I'm loving this. This is great. I mean, have a look at this. This is looking so cool. But of course, we can't just have our letter opener laying around on the desk. So I wanted to make a little box that also doubles as a display case. Thankfully, X2 Studio has a nice preset for boxes where you can decide what size you need. Usually I've been using a different website for that. Now it's nice to have everything within X2 Studio. And then I really wanted to try out the 3D engraving in wood that the F2 is capable of. So I made this little artwork. Also took quite a lot of iterations to get just the right settings for it. Tried different bitmaps because that also makes a difference. That's just something very in-depth, takes a lot of time. Just as any tool, it needs some dialing in. And then once you got the settings done for your material, it's just the press of a button. I'm very interested to see how well it deals with cutting because so far I've always preferred a gantry laser because it's right on top of the material, perfectly straight laser going through so the edges don't have an angle to them. Let's see how it does with the slide extension. On the side are very straight. This is where it just goes up and down. And then once we're coming to the edge of the workspace, you can see it adds this slight angle. But to be honest with you, it didn't turn out as bad as I thought. So this was fast speed, many passes. I also want to try one pass because apparently it can cut this with just one pass. Oh, I forgot to turn on the exhaust. I was wondering why it's steaming so much. Oh boy. This might be a focus issue, which means it can actually cut this in one pass. I mean, that's pretty impressive. A gantry will always have better results because it doesn't have to laser at an angle. But having such a small footprint on your workstation to do these jobs, this is not a small box. This is pretty cool. You might have noticed that I went back to a very loose fit because I noticed that it just wasn't as much fun to play around with if it doesn't fully extend with, you know, just the flick of the wrist. And even if the tip segment isn't fully held in place, I feel like for a letter opener this still works because you got all of the rigidity of the first segment behind it, so you can still cut through and open your letter. But this is a lot more fun to play around with. And honestly, I'd be playing around with it more than I'm opening any letters. I'd rather have this be as fun as possible and maybe be a little bit worse of a letter opener, even though it's one. But this project has been a little bit weird. I set out to make something that's more affordable. I can't really say how much time it took, but it took quite a lot because there's a lot of fiddling to do with getting the tolerances right and then also having a clean surface finish, which on this one I didn't do well. I think it'll still turn out to be pretty expensive. I can't really say how much it'll cost because I need to take the average of doing a small batch because, you know, the first time around it always takes longer. And right now this was very tedious and I don't really feel like making a bunch of them. But let's see with the small batch. Because now it's a lot easier to do batches, I thought I'd do another challenge coin. So I made this with the stained glass design. I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm very happy to do another collaboration with Xtool because I really like the product. It's great working with them. I really like the Xtool Studio interface. So you guys can expect a couple more collaborations with Xtool because I'm doing a whole series with the F2 and the F2 Ultra, which will be
even cooler. But we wanted to do the F2 as well because for an entry level, especially with the slide extension, I feel like this is a great, versatile, little powerful workstation you've got with a very small footprint, and having the air filter on there as well. You can easily put this inside on your work desktop and have a little powerhouse of a workstation. Once I've got the F2 Ultra, we're going to make the final iteration of the full-sized folding sword. I'm very much looking forward to that. So if you want to get the F2 or anything by Xtool, I've got an affiliate link. You don't have to pay anything extra. I get a little kickback, which helps out the channel tremendously. Some of you already did that. Thank you very much. Do let me know if you like the Pocket Corvo and if you would buy one of those. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Catch you in the next one. Bye.